arguably, and maybe we'll have this little debate right now, arguably the best tight end of all time, Rob Gronkowski, retires for the second time, may I add, for the second time, retires from the National Football League, spent a few seasons with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Obviously, we know his long tenure in the NFL was with the New England Patriots. And Hank, this was the guy. This was a guy. He was just an iconic face. He was an iconic player.
Mm-hmm.
Even as a Giants fan, I'll openly admit, watching him play with the Patriots, and as much as we may hate the Patriots, I don't think you could ever hate the personality and individual of Rob Gronkowski. He seems too likable of a person, too likable of a guy, fun-loving guy, uh, one of the greatest of all time, hardworking, dominant, a dual threat really, because in the NFL, especially looking at the tight end position, not only being one of the better pass catching tight ends of all time and ultimately untackleable. Yes, that's a word. And
Mm-hmm.
but also a terrific blocker as well, in which you don't really see that much in the NFL anymore at the tight end position. So Rob Gronkowski retires for the second time, four-time Super Bowl champion, all the other accolades along with it. But Hank, before we get into my question, which I feel like a lot of people are asking themselves, that's why I keep on saying the second time that he's retired in the last couple years. Talk about Rob Gronkowski a little bit. If this is the last time that we will see him in the NFL.
If this truly is the end of the Rob Gronkowski era, it was a hell of a run that he had. I mean, beyond some of the stuff that you just mentioned, this guy pretty much helped to change the way the tight end position is played. He was somebody that, let me put it this way, nobody ever stopped Rob Gronkowski during a
Nope.
game. You contained him.
Yep.
That pretty much says it all. And not to mention, one of the best blockers out of all time. And if you're gonna have a debate for the all-time greatest tight ends in NFL history, I think Rob Gronkowski has to be at or near the top of your list. I would probably maybe put Tony Gonzalez up there too, but when you look at all that he's accomplished, man, I don't care that he was lucky to be with Tom Brady. You look at his work ethic, even if he had a reputation for being a party animal, and he was a fun guy too. Let me add, I loved watching that guy play. But all that incredible career, and if this truly is the end, it's only going to be a matter of time before he gets a bust and a gold jacket in Canton.
Absolutely. I mean, you look at some of the greatest tight ends of all time, right, Hank? A few names that come to mind. You brought up Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates, Shannon Sharp, obviously, uh, Kellen Winslow, Ozzie Newsome, Mike Ditka, John Mackey. The list goes on. Jason Witten. The list goes on and on. But in terms of just accolades, individual accolades, I think Rob Gronkowski might take the cake, especially with the amount of Super Bowl wins in which he does have. At least as far as I'm concerned. The next closest guy on that list would be Shannon Sharp with 3, 1-2 with the Denver Broncos and 1-1 with the Baltimore Orioles back in the day. Baltimore Ravens, Baltimore Orioles, Baltimore Ravens back in the day. But in terms of accolades, Rob Gronkowski, I think, might take the cake here and might be designated as the greatest tight end of all time, at least in my personal opinion, because what's so crazy about him, Hank, is look at what he was able to accomplish in such a, I don't want to say shortened career, but the amount of games in which he missed every season, really, when you break it down due to injury. Super the guy missed Super Bowls. He didn't even play in some of the Super Bowls in which he was a part of due to injury. It's
Crazy.
just crazy to think of how great those records would be even further if he was healthy during those times. And that's why, at least for me, my personal opinion, I think he's the greatest tight end of all time.
Yeah, and there's a reason why he almost like didn't even play like a game in his 30s too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you know the story, Hank, but Gronkowski was very vocal about it when he did take that short stint off for retirement. He explained the reason. He was on a panel, I forget with who, I think it was with Fox. And he explained that he had found out that he was going to get traded to the Detroit Lions. So in order for the trade not to go through, he decided to retire. That way the trade would never go through because, as you
Yes, I
know,
remember, and
he
I can't
never
say I blame him because that's pretty much the Siberia of the NFL.
It is. He never wanted to play for another quarterback other than Tom Brady, and if this is the end for Rob Gronkowski, he will get to say that at its highest and fullest of levels, basically for a majority of his career, maybe with the exception of a couple games with Jimmy Graham and Jimmy Garoppolo, excuse me, Jimmy Garoppolo. I keep on messing up names today, Hank. Jimmy Garoppolo and Jacoby Brissett. Rob Gronkowski's career, his quarterback, his best friend has always been Tom Brady, arguably the greatest connection in football history, Rob Gronkowski and Tom Brady. But Hank, to further continue this Rob Gronkowski story,
And let me just say this, by the way.
yeah,
Sorry, before you get to that topic,
yeah,
I'm convinced that with the healthy Gronkowski in Super Bowl 46, the Giants don't win that game. I
I
mean,
am
look,
too.
as great as that as great as that Chase Blackburn interception was, if you look at that replay, Gronk could not outleap him because he was playing on a broken ankle. And then
Yep.
you remember that Hail Mary attempt in the Super
Hmm.
Bowl. If he's healthy, he catches that. And oh my gosh, those are two moments that gave me probably some of the biggest heart attacks in my life. I think that Super Bowl more so than maybe the previous one was the one that really I think the Patriots let get away. But I still can't get over the fact that even after that whole stuff thing happened, Gronk was caught partying at like some club after the game. So I guess maybe his ankle wasn't really all that bad.
That's just the personality. You gotta love him. I don't think there's a lot of, especially in his play, especially in his personality. I don't think he gives a lot to the public that you could really hate him or knock him for. He's just a likable guy all around, in between talent and personality, uh, to its fullest. But Hank, moving forward now with Rob Gronkowski in the same discussion, second retirement. But
Mhm.
will he make another return? Because a lot of analysts, a lot of reporters are all kind of saying the same thing, which I agree with, is that he just doesn't want to be a part of OTAs. He doesn't want to practice. He doesn't want to be a part of meaningless games. I could easily see him returning in October or November or December and making a return, especially if his guy, if his boy Tom Brady gives him a call and says, Rob, we need you to come back. I think without a doubt, Rob Gronkowski would hop on a plane wherever he is and he would go and play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers once again, and he'd suit up on another championship run.
Well, funny you should mention that because I want to pin Tom's comment right here.
Yeah,
Unless Bucks are in a championship run and in need of a tight end, he won't return. I'm kind of leaning towards that same opinion. However, with that being said, I can't say I'd be surprised if I saw that guy come back one more time just to try to get, well, as Tom Brady likes to call it, the next one.
yeah. What's his favorite ring, Hank? The next one.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. But I would, again, on a team like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have a plethora of weapons around them, I'm sorry, but if Tom Brady comes a calling, especially to Rob Gronkowski, Rob's gonna be there. Rob's gonna be there in a heartbeat.
Imagine saying no if Tom Brady has you on speed dial and asks you to like help you out.
It is yet to happen, Hank, and I don't think with somebody who is, again, I don't want to say the proper word would be probably assisted in these championship runs, in these unbelievable seasons, in Rob Gronkowski and the combination of Gronk and Brady. If this guy comes calling, you have an opportunity to win another championship, and you say you'll only play with one quarterback ever, I don't think you're going to be declining that phone call from Tom Brady. You're going to be hopping on a plane and getting suited up to go play some football.
You'd be a moron if you said no to Tom Brady.
There you go. There you go. But Hank, any final words here on this Gronkowski segment? Because I think at least my consensus is he will return. What about your takes? You think he's done for good, or you think he'll return?
I can't say I'm 100% sure. I'm leaning towards he's done, but again, I'm not saying that with 100% confidence. He and Tom Brady, BFFs, they've got each other on speed dial. He can always just pop up in the middle of the season and somehow help his quarterback win. What would it be? Ring number 8. Oh gosh, I'm I'm sick of both of them. Can we get both of them out of the league, please? I'm sorry. Like I enjoyed seeing the guy play, but enough already. There,
Well,
rant over.
Hank, half your wishes come true in Rob Gronkowski's retirement, and Tom Brady almost did, but that only lasted a month. So we'll see what happens moving forward.
I will say that half of it's come true when I don't see him on a football field in 2020, 2022. There.
There you go. There you go.